met through Instagram. We
Yeah.
started following each other a couple months back, and then we hopped on a call recently, talked some stuff. So, yeah, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit more to the audience?
Well, I don't really know how to introduce myself. Like, here I am. You know what I mean? I have a handle on the internet called Dark Nimbus.
Yeah. So why do you call yourself that?
Well, Nimbus is like a cloud, right? Which is
Okay.
formless and shapeless. And that's kind of what I am. I'm formless and shapeless. I can become whatever I need to be to do what I need in this reality that I'm in. I don't really believe that I'm even an individual that has a set identity because I think an identity is something that you fabricate, right? And it also sounds cool. It goes with my kind of, how should I say, raw philosophical way of seeing the world,
Yeah.
which to a lot of people can be very dark, but I just see things as they are in the raw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, your content stood out to me because obviously, you're much different than myself and a lot of the guys in this space talking about how to live,
Well,
giving
yeah. I mean,
advice.
I'm in a fucking basement right now talking to you of one of my compounds. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely not trying to be fucking fancy here. You
Yep.
know, it's just not part of my thing. It's
Yep.
not part of my lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, what we talked about on the phone was basically kind of like the idea that a lot of guys are sold on this dream lifestyle that you have to be rich, you have to make a bunch of money to have success with women, which I know isn't true, and obviously you know that isn't true. And I mean, you are traveling the world, you got your camper van all modded up, and you're living this digital nomad lifestyle, um, and you're having lots of success.
Yeah, I've never had a problem hanging out with chicks. I mean, all you got to do is fucking talk to them. I really I don't understand dudes that are like I can't meet chicks. It has to be something personally wrong with them,
Yeah,
right? And they've been sold this fucking lie that you have to have a Lamborghini, you have to have a mansion to get women, which is perpetuated by the system, and it's beneficial to the system itself for you to believe that you need X to get a mate because then it's going to allow the system to funnel you down a path that is profitable to it rather than profitable to you. Me and all my friends, and me as an individual, we've more opted out of the system entirely and have built our own structures and our own systems that work for us. And we've never had a problem with finding women, hanging out with chicks. You could join my Telegram right now and you'll see me banging out girls that are 18 to 25, right? So the proof is there. I'm all over. I'm hanging out. I'm chilling with chicks. But it also depends on the type of women you want, right? And I would argue that if you're a multimillionaire and all you're going to do is date bimbos, and the only thing they're interested in is money, then if you're later on disappointed that she ruins you or steals from you or lies about you to get some kind of lawsuit, I mean, didn't you expect that to happen? Because these are like gold digging, high luxury chicks. I'm not interested in those types of chicks. So there's some people they're going to criticize me and they'll be like, "Yo, Nimbus, you don't have like this hot bimbo supermodel chick. I don't want that chick. I don't care about that."
yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, yeah, 100%. And most guys, they don't know what they want because they never really experienced even talking to a girl or never experienced both sides of the spectrum. And
Yeah.
I think the issue is a lot of guys just lack experience, and instead of trying to find their own way to basically get that experience, they just go watch YouTube videos for the solution, the quick fix of, okay, what do I need to do to get X, Y, and Z? And that's why so many guys are either watching porn, they're stuck watching porn, they're stuck
Yes.
playing video games, they are stuck in the matrix basically, working their
Yes.
job that they hate to live a life that they don't even want. And
Yeah.
that I think that's the main issue is I think guys for sure have gone weak, and this is something I've been talking about for a very, very long time throughout my podcast is like society has made men weak and it's influenced them and basically reward them for being weak um, in a certain way. And that's something that is a reoccurring topic and thing that we see even with like OnlyFans, how it's bigger than ever, and all this other bullshit. But
You know,
yeah, I mean,
let me
yeah,
interject real quick on that. When you talk about men being weak, I think that a huge problem is that when they buy onto this luxury lifestyle, they're essentially leashing their masculinity as well, right? So if you're buying onto a luxury image, a luxury lifestyle, it's kind of like demasculating yourself in a way. Like if I go to an office with a bunch of fucking dudes and they're all wearing suits and office attire, to me that they look like a bunch of demasculated little boys is what they look like. They don't look like men. Like
mm,
you need to go back to caveman shit. What would a man do? What would he look like in his natural state when he's out completing tasks, living according to his own rules and his own path and his own philosophy? Would he be catering his image to leverage the validation and this and the system, or would he be just being as he is? And you
mm,
see me, I have a beard, I have long hair, I'm not wearing expensive shit. I literally don't give a fuck what people think about me. I haven't cut my hair in 5 fucking years, not a hair on my chin or my fucking head, and I'm still hanging out with chicks. So why is that though?
yeah. I mean,
Why is that?
yeah, I think a lot of guys will hate, especially guys who are bought into this whole money thing. They'll hate on you for basically neither not having the money or and still
Yeah,
getting the same results as them. Because here's the thing, bro, is like most guys are driven by sex. That's just the reality. And so a lot of guys they will get rich. They'll buy these nice cars. They'll do these things for reproduction to basically
yeah.
level themselves up to find a better mate. And the issue is it's not true. You don't need any of that shit to date and talk to girls.
You don't exactly you literally fucking don't. And I know before you had the Lambo and before you had all that shit, you were hanging out with chicks anyway. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you already fucking knew this. But the thing is you're right. A lot of these guys they get no pussy. Period. So they're 100% controlled by lust. Me, I don't give a fuck if I bang the chick or not. When I'm hanging out with a chick, I'm having an experience with her. I'm enjoying the moment. The point of everything I do in my life and every structure I've built is for me to experience more of life. Just like how you were fly fishing on your Instagram the other day, and I messaged you and I'm like, yo, that's where it is. That's what it's about, bro. Like you're fly fishing, you're enjoying the weather, the scenery, your existence. That's what it's
Yep.
about for me. That's what
Yeah.
it's about when I'm hanging out with these chicks too. But I agree with you. I think that actually near 99.9% of all business activities that men conduct too, I could see when I interact with them that they're interacting with it for the purpose that they think it's going to get them closer to getting pussy. And this is how desperate people are for pussy. But the more that they buy on to this idea that they have to have this image to get pussy, the farther they get from getting the pussy they want or getting the high quality relationship they want.
Yes.
Because now they're telling women this is what I'm worth. This fucking hold on, my phone is fucking up here. This is what I'm worth. This fucking sports car and this mansion and what's this other shit. Women don't want to sit in your mansion and suck your dick all day. They're not one woman I talk to thinks that shit is cool. They're not sitting there fantasizing about that. A certain type of
Nope.
chick is, but she's usually very predatory, and she's there because she wants validation herself. She wants money herself, right? I don't fuck with chicks like that.
Yeah, it's weird,
I sift
especially
chicks.
yeah,
I sift women like that out.
yeah.
You
You
know, the
have to.
girls I'm chilling with are like, yo, let's go for a hike, let's go camping, let's travel the world, let's do this, let's do that. Cool, let's go, girl. You know,
Yeah,
like you're right though. They just don't get it. They don't get it. They think they need something. And yeah, there's a lot of men that have hundreds of millions of dollars who have gotten incredibly upset at me because if I'm smashing some 18-year-old and they can see it because I've done adult entertainment before and still do, it makes them livid and angry. And when they see this, they see that I have access to this. And I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. Little Tay made $15 million, okay, because she's 18. So that means that if I'm having sex with some 18-year-old girl, the men of the world have decided that's a $15 million experience. And I'm getting these $15 million experiences over and over for fucking nothing. For
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
With
Well,
no
that's
Lambo, with no
yeah,
mansion, with fucking nothing. So in their
yep,
mind, they look at me and they go, there's no way that this dude with long hair and a beard is getting these chicks unless he's a criminal or this isn't real.
yeah. I mean, for me, I immediately knew
Right.
that you were legit. I mean, because here's the thing, like you said, is like the fishing, the hunting, the just living in the wild, and just being a caveman
Yeah.
is literally
Yeah.
what I love doing most. The reason why I don't show
Sure.
that often, though, and I told you on the phone earlier, is just because it doesn't get as many eyeballs, it doesn't get as many views. And if my purpose is to basically is to lead guys towards the truth, I want to try to get as many eyeballs as humanly fucking possible, and then spit the truth on them. And the truth is this: is that all these things don't matter. The money, the cars, the status, luxury, it does not matter. Now, the reason why I do it, however, is to get the eyeballs and attention and to market. And also, I understand that,
Yeah.
and I've done both sides. I've done the side where I'm just wearing a t shirt on a podcast, I've done the side where I wear a suit. And for whatever reason,
Yeah.
I make more money wearing the suit. So if I'm going to spend an hour of my life doing something, I might as well try to maximize and squeeze out as much as I can out of that hour of my time. Because I think about things like business too, but not in the way that I'm trying to use and make money to have more women. I just do it to make more money because I like to have money. And so
Yes,
the thing is,
that's your leverage point. That's your
yeah,
marketing point. Is
yeah,
using luxury consumer goods to get attention. I know because I talk to you. And my marketing point is using women who are half my fucking age to get attention.
yeah, yeah, 100%, and it
Right?
works. Yeah,
So it works because just like what's his name, the Mark Zuckerberg, he said in the congressional meeting that the algorithm is not something that we program. The algorithm caters towards what people want.
yes,
So it's obvious that people want luxury and they want to see women.
yeah,
So until I started putting women half my age next to me, nobody wanted to listen to about my philosophy. No one cared about how I bought pieces of land and built off-grid compounds and used
yep,
solar energy and batteries to escape having to pay bills and everything else. No one cared that I launched a cybersecurity engineering subcontracting company that made me 30 to 40K a month. No one cared about the marketing company that I made that started making me money. No one cared about shit that I did until I
yep,
had a woman who was half my age next to me. No one gave a fuck. So it's very clear that this is what people give a fuck about. And I don't
yeah,
give a fuck about it. I don't give a
yeah,
fuck about the chicks. I don't care about luxury. All the money I have, any money I have, or any off grid base I have, or anything I do is just to give myself more autonomy to have life as an adventure. I decided a long time ago if my life isn't like a never ending video game that's full of adventure, I don't want to be alive.
yeah.
Right? So I could give a fuck. Like your buddy. I don't know who your buddy is from the whatever podcast. I forgot his name. He had a thing recently. His last message was me. When you make $10 million, let me know. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't really care about making $10 million, and if I do, I will let you know. But like, I I don't understand. I just don't. I don't comprehend that. Like for
Yeah,
For
So
me,
yeah. No,
oh,
I completely agree. Is a lot of people, a lot of guys, even in my space, even some of my friends, would not
yeah,
agree want to accept the fact and the reality that this is simply the truth. Is that you don't need any of this shit to get what you want. That you don't.
you you
Like
you
you can.
you yeah, you don't, and because they don't want to accept that,
Well, they'll
they
immediately tell you,
they
well, if you don't have a bunch of money or you don't have as much money as me, then I can't listen to you. And the thing is,
yeah, yes,
it's a cope. The reality is it's a cope. Um, it is what
it,
it
it
is
is it is
because
it is a cope, just like a 35-year-old woman saying that, um I'm a coercive exploiter because I'm going on a hike with some girl who's 18,
yeah. I mean, I have guys who
right?
are twice. I have guys who are twice or triple my age. Guys who are 30, 40, 50, telling me, "Well, Logan, you can't be giving advice to other guys because you're young." And the funny thing is, I have more results, more testimonials, more credibility, and more experience than these guys who have worked their entire lives doing nothing.
Sure, but in order for somebody to realize that, they have to realize that age doesn't mean wisdom
Yeah,
necessarily. Like, I have no idea the shit that you've been through in your life and the experiences that made you transform into that person that gave you the results you had. And there are different people who live different lives. So, like my grandfather always told me, he said, just because they're old doesn't mean they're wise, and just because they're young doesn't mean they're stupid, right?
yeah,
But it takes a certain person with a certain level of consciousness to understand that, and it also takes a certain person that looks within themselves and does a certain amount of self discovery to break through those personal barriers that you have to realize all this shit. Because in order to achieve the level of success that you've achieved for yourself, you really have to look at yourself in the mirror and be 100% honest with yourself.
100%. Yeah,
100%, 100% honest.
yeah.
Right there is no day where I look in the mirror and I'm delusional about anything that's wrong with me or needs to be improved.
Well, the
And but
biggest argument
another,
Yeah, well, the
go
biggest
ahead. Yeah,
argument guys will tell you is like, "Yo, I don't want to listen to you, Dark Nimbus,
sure.
because you don't have $10 million in the bank." But
Then don't fucking listen to me. Then
the
don't.
thing is,
Yeah.
right, but that's the thing though is you don't want $10 million in the bank because you don't
No.
need it. That's not your goal. That's the thing that
No.
people don't
No.
understand is you
And
have everything that you
exactly.
want, and I have everything that I
Yes.
want, and that's what
Yes.
makes the person credible. Is that do you
Yes.
have what that person
Yes.
wants? Because for
Yes.
example, like I could say that, oh, I don't care about these things, whatever. But unless I truly already have it, then I can't say it matters. And the thing is, like, just that the ability to be okay with oneself is actually a superpower. Is like I don't need that shit. It's only if I actually want it for a specific reason or a purpose or a mission, right? That's bigger than you. But besides
I
that, then
like
yeah,
that. I like what you said there. You said if a person is okay with oneself, and I think that the core of these men and why they're holding on to this bullshit is because inside they're lonely. And I believe that loneliness is something that is part of the conditioning of society to believe that you need somebody to be content. I am perfectly content on top of a mountain looking at the beautiful scenery by myself with no one near me. I'm perfectly content waking up alone. I'm perfectly content with spending hours alone in front of the computer working. I don't need somebody around me to be in the comfort of my own existence and love myself. And that's the problem, is they don't love themselves because they've attached the validation of others to the love of themselves. And
yeah,
they need that. They need it so bad. That's why I could run around with a beard and long hair and not give a fuck what people say, or whether they point to me and laugh at me or not. I don't care because I'm so comfortable with myself. I literally don't give a fuck. It rolls right over my head.
yep,
Okay, even if I talk to a chick and she rejects me, it's like, okay, cool, thanks, have a nice day. Not a big deal,
yeah,
right? If I see some guy with a Lamborghini or some guy with another chick, I don't be like, man, fuck that guy. It's like, cool, he's doing his thing. Like, good
yep.
for him.
Yeah, so
You
when
know,
I when
like
I
I,
saw you, exactly. When I saw you, I wasn't like, oh fuck this guy or whatever, which a lot of guys are probably like that. I was like, all right, cool, let's talk to this
probably,
guy, and we chatted and we shared our beliefs, and it turned out we pretty much agree on a lot of the same shit. It's just we're living different types of lifestyles because that's what we want, and then this is like a
yeah,
very core message for guys is like, do you actually want to get rich? Do you actually just want to have money, or do you just want pussy? Because if you just want pussy, bro, it's very easy, right? And
yes,
if you just want money, just to have money, then great, find ways to make more money.
yes,
But the thing is, people
yes,
need to be honest with themselves, bro. Like people will lie and say, "Nah, nah, I just want to make, I don't want to chase these hoes. I'm just gonna chase the bag, bro." But secretly, they're doing it because
yeah,
they want to get more bitches. It's like, bro, you're
yes.
gonna. And the thing is, if you're struggling with women now and you make more money, it's not gonna get easier.
It's not. It's not. Listen. When I was broke as fuck, like living in a trailer in Florida before I fixed up these crack houses that I bought and made them myself, before I built the off grid compounds on pieces of land, before I became an entrepreneur, before all that, I
Yeah.
was a broke ass kid in my 20s running around and banging out chicks left and right and having experiences with women to the level that allowed me to understand them to such a degree that I can hit on chicks and get them to hang out with me or get them to roll with me or understand them and communicate with them in a way to where they're interested in me, right? But I had to go through a period of my life where there was a point when I was 16, I didn't know how to talk to women. I didn't know how to deal with them. I didn't know what the truth about them was. I had to go through those trials and tribulations of talking and interacting with women and getting burned by them and getting betrayed by them and getting my heart broken by them and everything else to really wake up to the reality of what they want. And what women want at their core is very primal. It's very primal, which is why that they will cheat on their billionaire husband by running away on the back of a motorcycle with some guy that's running around Thailand,
Yep.
which is why they'll cheat on their millionaire husband with some guy that just got into jail and bang the shit out of him
Yep.
and suck his load down. Like this is the reality. Okay, so what women I've determined are attracted to, they're attracted to someone who is independent of the constructs that seeks to enslave him and has his own world and does his own thing and is resistant to social enforcement,
Mm.
and a person who looks as if they're capable of violence if necessary, right? That's what they're attracted to. If we watch all these movies, these women are juicing over guys like The Witcher, Henry Cavill in The Witcher. Uh, Beauty and the Beast in Disney is a classical story of the woman falling in love with the beast, right? And this socially constructed idealism that these men have made themselves into these domesticated little crybabies with suits on that think that their Lamborghini is going to get them some pussy, they're very sadly mistaken. They find themselves alone with piles of cash. I'm not saying don't get the Lambo if you want it. I'm just saying, like you say, if you want it because you want pussy, don't get it.
Yes.
If you like your Lambo when you're driving around, you're like, this is cool. I like my Lambo. I dig it. It's my Lambo. Like I like this. Then get it. If it's for any other reason than that, then there ain't no need to fuck with it. And I decided that I don't fucking need that. You know.
Yeah, I
Now
mean, a good
now
litmus test
now
a
that
guy should ask
you
himself is like, is
yeah,
if there was no one else on this earth besides just myself, would I still have this thing? Would I still want this
that's
thing?
great. That's a great question. If nobody was watching, would I care about having this?
Yeah, how would you
And
live?
and the thing is, I live my life like there's nobody watching, right? With the exception of the obvious marketing gimmicks that I pull because I'm a guerrilla marketer, which you can
Yeah,
tell because you're a smart guy, right?
yeah,
So I live my life like nobody's watching, and I really don't care if anybody is or not. I really don't.
yeah.
Um, and I make choices based on that. And living that way also has consequences, though. Uh, I don't have a career. I left my career because I realized that my career was just it was an office full of social conformity, and it was more social games than performance based. Like I'm a fucking engineer, and they give a shit of how long my beard is rather than the fucking
Your
$1 million
work.
program I'm building them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck
That
is this? Like,
that's
what
the
is
issue with the
this?
military, bro. That was the big issue with me in the military. I joined, I signed up
Yeah,
thinking I was gonna serve my country. I thought that, oh, I'm gonna be
sure.
around a lot more like-minded dudes, who are a lot more masculine, whatever, and they care about
Yeah,
performance. No, they care about who sucks their dick the most, who kisses ass the most, and who just
yeah,
listens to whatever they say. If you have any sort of free thinking or the
yeah,
ability to think for yourself or be like, hey, maybe this isn't the smartest thing to do, you are not going to get promoted. I stayed a Lance Corporal in E3 my entire 4 years. That's basically impossible
yeah.
unless you get an NJP or you get in trouble. But they never promoted me once out of all my peers just because they didn't like me. Because I had other things going on. I had my own business. I had social media. I wasn't spending time hanging out with them, going to parties, drinking on the weekends every single weekend. I was working on my
Well,
business.
that's. I'll tell you why it is. That's because you remind them of everything they're lacking. So when people interact with me, the reason why a lot of them hate me is anybody who does is because I am the mirror of the constructs of society that they refuse to let go of to make themselves better. And instead of confronting their own self in a mirror, they will use some kind of coping judo bullshit to label me as lower than them. And that was the
Yeah.
interaction with the dude from whatever podcast. He couldn't deal with the fact in his mind I'm better than him in some way that he couldn't cope with. So his last message to me was, Nimbus, when you make $10 million, let me know. And then blocks me like some bitch. What the fuck is that other than a cope? Okay, if he has hundreds of millions of dollars, why and his ego is so big and he loves himself so much, why the fuck would he say that to me and then block me to prevent me from replying? That is clearly him protecting his own ego. I don't
Mm.
have an ego, bro. I experience ego death. The ego is something that you create as a tool for you to get what you need. I'm actually an incredibly humble person. I don't give a fuck. There's nothing you could say to affect me because any insult aimed at me is an insult based on catering and adhering to the construct of society. Like when some rich guy goes, "You're just a bum." When I started out traveling and I was living in the camper van before I bought my houses and shit, like the one I'm sitting in, there would be dudes that be like, "You're just a fucking bum," and I'm like, "Cool, bro. I'm a bum. Whatever.
Yeah. I
Great. I'm
think
living my
yeah,
life having fun and I'm making money and I have this chick who's 19. Where's your 19-year-old? Like, go fuck yourself. I don't want to hear it, you know?
yeah.
Like,
It's
it's
the same
just
thing.
dumb.
Yeah. It's the same thing with my teachers, like, and other people in the military trying to tell me what to do. And I'm like, bro, but you don't even have the things that I have. And I've even said the line that the guy told you is like, dude, you're not even making as much money as me. Why should I listen to you? Because that's what I
Yeah.
wanted, though, right? I wanted
Yeah,
that, and so
exactly. Yeah.
it's not coming from a
Yeah.
place of like, I don't like you, right? A good test, I guess, for everyone as well is like, if someone says something that it either offends you or makes you hate them, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
This just is what it is. Because a girl can tell me, oh, Logan, you have a small dick. I don't care. Like, I don't have a
Yeah.
small dick, so it doesn't affect me. It's not real to me. It's like if someone says something that affects you emotionally on some degree,
Yeah.
you have to work on yourself on that thing. Like, if you allow someone to
You're
say some,
right.
yeah, if someone says some shit to you
You're right.
that's just
Yeah.
not true at all, like people can call me misogynist,
Yeah.
sexist, whatever, and they probably call you that too, but
Yeah.
we just laugh. We're like, yeah, but the bitches love us.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
I don't really care what people call me. And I just don't care anymore, man. But I realize that in order to continue walking this path, the path of an Ubermensch in a Friedrich Nietzsche kind of sense, he's one of my favorite philosophers. I actually went to school for philosophy before I went to school for cybersecurity.
Mm,
But I didn't want to be broke working at Starbucks, so I switched degrees. Um,
yeah,
I mean, uh, nobody cares about philosophy. That's another interesting thing to me. Nobody gives a fuck.
yeah,
I give a fuck. And those are the things that I give a fuck about. Like Nimbus cares about philosophy. He likes being autonomous to buy himself more time to study more philosophy. It's what he likes to do. You know, I don't understand where these people's priorities are. I mean, if you want to go fuck some pussy, fuck some pussy. Like, I don't know. You don't need to put obstacles in yourself to get that when it's readily available everywhere. You
Well, it's
know,
because
so
subconsciously, to a certain level, they don't believe that they're enough by themselves. Like they don't. They
to
like
get to
like
get the pussy,
yeah. They feel like,
yeah,
oh, I need to
yeah,
have more
yeah,
money. Oh, I need to be more jacked, or I need to have more
yes,
of X, Y, or Z to get the girl. Because
yeah.
subconsciously, they don't feel like they're deserving enough of it already, and now they're just
I
adding a bunch of bullshit to it.
it's very interesting. You say they need to get more jack to get more bitches. When I was a little skinny, 145 pound 18-year-old, I was still fucking pussy. So I never went to the gym because I thought to myself that I want to fuck more bitches. I went to the gym because I thought to myself, I don't want anybody wiping my ass when I'm 80 years old except myself, and I don't want to wind up in a fucking nursing home. That was literally my reason why I went.
Yeah.
Because when I was in college, I worked as a security guard at a nursing home was one of my jobs, and I seen how these people lived, and I'm like, fuck this, I can't wind up like this. Like I'll kill myself if I am one of these fucking people. And then also, I became quite adventurous with my lifestyle. So I go to the gym because I want to be able to climb mountains and do the things I do, and ride my mountain bike and skate and stuff like that. And I need a body that's capable to do that. And my body is also the vessel that does everything for me. So that's why I go to the gym, not because I'm like, yo, if I get my pecs this much bigger, so these bitches are gonna want me. Like that isn't even a thought that crossed my mind. Yeah, I I don't. It's fucking crazy. But a lot of men, that's why they're at the
They
gym,
believe that
because
though. They believe that.
they do.
That's the
They
yeah.
do believe that. And the interesting thing is that when they do studies on women, there's a very small portion of them who are juicing over men who look like Dragon Ball Z style fucking steroid bodybuilders. Like that's a fetish. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's a fetish that some women are in, some men are into like muscle mommies or whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
100%.
really a fetish. I found that women don't, you don't need to look like a Dragon Ball Z character to get pussy, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
I don't need to be Super Saiyan Goku to just, like what the fuck? I don't know. They're just brainwashed, man. Fuck them. I don't give a shit. Fuck them all. I don't give a
Well,
fuck.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, I think this is. I mean, this is good for guys to hear two different perspectives because a lot of guys they'll hear what I say when I say, "Dude, you don't need money," but it's hard for me to use myself as an example because they're like, "But Logan, you have a Lambo. But Logan, you have this." I'm like, "Dude, before I had all this shit, I was already very successful with girls. Like, girls actually
yeah.
is what helped me make more money because I was so good with girls. It helped me make more money because if you're not good with girls, bro,
Oh, it definitely
dude."
does. It
It's the
it
biggest
it
expense
definitely
ever.
does.
Yeah.
And you like your Lambo. You like it. You just like it, right?
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, you
I like
like
it because
it.
it just looks cool.
I
Yeah,
can t-
I like it.
I can tell by the way you look at it. You like it. It's become part of you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It's like your thing.
It's like
You enjoy
Batman.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Batman. As far as Batman goes, I would say I'm probably more like the Joker or Bane regarding my philosophy
Mm,
towards life. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Because
yeah.
I could see myself walking up to a bunch of men who are offering me piles of money, and then me just burning it for the laughs. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
So
Like because
exactly
that's really how.
that's a perfect example. Perfect example.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of who I am.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
my yeah.
Batman and Joker are very similar. They just have two different missions. They live by the
Yes, they
same
do.
code.
Yeah,
They live by the
they
same
do.
code. They don't give a fuck
They
like about yeah.
yes.
Yeah, they live
Yeah,
by the same code,
it's
but they have just different missions.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's just my philosophy towards life. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I want to do, regardless of what society and other people tell me, and whatever the consequences of that are, I'm going to deal with it as well.
Yeah.
And you don't need $10 million. I mean, what do I really need as a man? A bed to sleep in, some fucking grub to eat. Half of the time, when I'm on the go, I'll open up a can of tuna and eat out of it, and a can of beans. Like this is literally me.
Yep.
Like I will literally open up the can of beans and fucking eat it because I don't want to cook. I don't want to spend time and shit, but I want to eat healthy, right? And
Yeah.
people will see me do that and they'll be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm eating food."
You know, it's
Like
actually funny.
I'll
A
be
lot of
out in public, like eating eating out of a can of beans, and they'll be like, "Look at this fucking dude." I'm like, "What the fuck is the problem, bro?" Like
yeah,
I'm eating beans out of a can. Like I don't got time to cook. I'm out and I don't want to go eat McDonald's.
yeah,
So
it's true.
yeah, I guess you could say I'm a fucking strange individual, but I would say I'm only strange because I've totally removed myself from this construct we call society, which isn't even fucking real. None of this shit is real to me. Everything's an absurd joke. Honestly,
No, it is
that's how I
100%.
see
Even
everything.
yeah, even money, it's not even real, bro. Like everything
No,
around
it's
us
not.
is not
Yeah,
real. It's literally
yeah,
a tool meant to make us work
yeah,
and focus on those things, which isn't even the main objective. Like they're just
yeah.
if they can
So
distract you from the
so
main mission, then
yes.
they win.
So let's imagine the absurdity for a moment of attaching your ego and your self worth to a fucking object that isn't real, like money.
Yep.
Like I have more of these pieces of paper than you, therefore I'm superior. What the fuck? Who defines who is superior? I mean, I'm living my life. I'm living my life. I'm living my life the way I want. So I would say that I'm superior in the way that like you said, you're getting the results that you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And they can't deal with that because
Nope.
then that means that they have to realize that they did something wrong that they don't want to address. And the last thing most people want to do is realize that there's something wrong with them. Okay. As to why they're not getting the results they're getting.
It's
So
weird,
I've
you
had
know,
a lot of mentors.
whenever I had something wrong with me, like I just was like, okay,
Sure.
how can I get better? Like I've
Yeah.
never felt a time where I've ever been hateful of someone because they had
Yeah.
something I didn't have. I either it inspired me to find a way to
Yeah.
get what they have and learn from them,
Yeah.
or it was if they have something that I don't have, it was like, well, I just don't want that thing. It was either I don't want that
Yeah.
thing or I want that thing and it inspires me. Like I've never felt like
Yes.
hatred towards someone because they have something
Now,
I don't
now,
have.
now, now, I have to admit, at one time when I was a little broke kid, I may
Yeah.
have felt anger at people like that at one time. But then eventually, I got older to look within myself and ask myself why and fix that about myself.
Yeah.
And I know people like Tate. They like people like Tate and taters, as I would call them. They would say something like, "Well, that's because he can't get that." That's that everybody that doesn't want a Lambo, it's because they can't get it. There are people that literally don't want that and they don't give a fuck about that. Like there's dudes right now hitchhiking with a backpack on fucking trains and train hopping on the internet. And they're making plenty of money off of social media from doing that shit, like who knows, $300,000 a month from fucking TikTok. And they're still hopping on trains with a backpack and train hopping and sleeping like a bum underneath a tree because they like doing it and they never bought a Lambo. So I don't know. Where is this shit coming from? It's coming from a place because it benefits people. It benefits people to say, hey, I have all these bitches. If you want this, you have to get a Bugatti. Well, guess what? You don't need a fucking Bugatti. You never did. Okay.
And
So
by
I
my
think that
course.
we're yeah, yes, and buy my course. I don't have any course to sell. I don't give I don't you know, I don't have I don't have any of that shit. But yeah, buy my course. Yeah, buy my course and learn how to get the bitches. I, and don't get me wrong. I'm not telling people to be me. I'm just telling people how it is. Like, be
Yeah.
your own fucking person, but for fuck's sake, don't be a carbon copy of Andrew Tate and another entrepreneur in a fucking suit. Like, I scrolled down my shit. I'm like, another motherfucker in a suit selling me a course with a fucking Ferrari. Like, come on. Like, I don't care. Shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm more interested in individual self development and self exploration and relinquishing myself from the chains of society as far as I could go with it, because I really do feel like that I am essentially surrounded by a systematic complex of enslavement ran by institutions and people with conflicting self interests that want to keep me believing in a certain thing to profit off of me. And I don't believe shit they say. I just do what I want and get what I want, which is to travel the world and have cool experiences and do cool shit. And I like buying a piece of blank land and putting freight containers on it and setting up the solar panels and the computer systems and shit. Like, I like that. It's interesting to me. It's what I like to do. So I'm
Yep.
just going to keep doing what I like to do because I like to do it. And I don't need a reason, and I don't need somebody's approval. Joe Schmo over there. Well, you did this and that, Nimbus, but you have $10 million. No, you don't. It's like, hey, cool, I don't. Like, fuck off. Like, get out of
Yeah,
here.
but if that was your
Like,
goal,
what?
you'd be able to do it. That's the thing, is like anyone is
Yes,
able
yeah,
to achieve
yes,
whatever they want. If you
yes,
truly
yes,
want to get
yes,
that much money, you can do it. And that's the thing,
yes.
is I
It's
think
possible.
every guy should just
Yeah,
be capable of doing
yes,
stuff. Doing anything. Like
yes,
even like for the guys like me who just want to make money, you guys should still
yeah,
learn how to do what you're doing. Still learn how to survive.
yeah,
Still learn how
yeah,
to rely
yes,
on
yeah,
yourself and be self-reliant. Because
yeah,
everything that you know
yeah,
how to do
yes,
is very beneficial when shit hits the fan. And most guys will not know
yes.
what the fuck to do when shit hits the fan.
No, no, they won't. And that's why I mastered technology, because I knew technology was the future and it was going to allow me to become self-sufficient. Like I told you in our conversations, I said, you don't, these people are like, your network is your net worth. And I'm like, really? Is it? Because I'm in the fucking basement talking to you right now and I use AI to make money in all kinds of ways and buy property and travel and like, I don't really have a large network. I have friends I grew up with and they're all technologists like me, and they're just incredibly self-sufficient like I am, right? And maybe I will get to the point where I'll make $10 million, but it's not going to be on purpose. It's going to be by something that I do by accident, like some app that I create or some program or something that I market and get that much money. You know, it sounds like a fun challenge, like make $10 million. You know, so if you give yourself that challenge, then you probably will make $10 million, right? So but right now, I'm excited at building these systems that I need to keep building to survive the oncoming economic apocalypse, which is AI. I have to have that shit in place. I'm still
Mm.
building these systems, right? So, because marketing yourself as a dude in a suit and selling courses is not going to work forever. Nothing works
Nope.
forever. You have to keep finding more ways to make more money if you're
Yeah.
going to be self sufficient,
Yeah.
right? Period. So yeah, self sufficiency. The first thing, like you said, learn how to be self sufficient. From there, everything else carries on. Because if
Well,
you're a slave to somebody, then you really can't do what you want, can you? Know? You
yeah.
know?
And that's the one thing I love
Yeah.
about I mean I love doing my events, and I love actually, like, that's why I'm working on my new mastery course and a program. And it is going to be a course, but the course is going to be teaching guys and hooking guys. I'm even going to tell everyone here right now, is like the whole marketing and angle is going to be pitching how to get girls and how to make money. That's the whole purpose of that course. And the best part is that's only going to be 10% of the entire course. The rest of it is going to be how to work on yourself and other skills that are going to be useful to you as a man. That's going to make you a better person. And so I want to
Yeah.
do that because, all these courses, not only do they fucking suck, and they're not actually teaching guys beneficial things, but I also want to teach guys like
Yeah.
things that they should know how to use their hands. They should know how to catch a fish. They should know how to do things. And I want to do these events as
Yeah.
well. And I've done a lot of events where, the beginning of it is like a seminar, teaching guys how to make
Yeah.
money. And then we're like, next day we're out hiking in the wilderness, we're camping, we're catching fish together, and we're doing shit out in the wild. And it's super beneficial because a lot of guys are like, oh my god, I've been so focused on making 10K, 15K a month in my Miami penthouse, and this is my first time catching a fish. I'm like, bro, how old are you? He's like, I'm 25. I'm like,
That's
what the
crazy.
fuck?
That's beyond wild to me. And it's hard for them to identify how those experiences are going to benefit them. It really is. That's crazy. I mean, growing up in Florida, I fished all the time, and I was on the beach and doing all kinds of shit. And we were running around in the woods and getting hurt and building forts, and it makes me think what kind of childhood experiences these young men are having, and I think that they're extremely sheltered, and they're
Yeah.
seeing the world through a lens that's only of social media and what people tell them, rather than their own experiences with the world, which
Yep.
is the best way to learn, is to get out there and have your own experiences with the world and make mistakes and fuck up and hurt yourself and learn things. I think that's the best way for you to become the person you need to be to free yourself, is to experience the world and the brutality of it firsthand. Because if you don't, then you're fucked. I just learned the other day that most little boys don't even grow up anymore having a fight in school. In school, we were beating the fucking piss out of each other.
Yeah.
Like kids were bleeding on the ground, the kids were beating the fuck out of each other, like fucking in high school. And now, this doesn't really happen a lot. I learned, but even that is an experience in itself to prepare you for the possible violence of the real world,
Yep.
right? And none of these people are having any of these experiences, and these dudes are inside their fucking home all day. Their only interaction with women on the internet is through the internet, and then they say that all these bitches are whores. But there's a lot of chicks that I meet that don't even have social media profiles, and I just meet them because they're like chilling by the lake, enjoying the fresh air, and I connect with them, and they're not like that at all.
Yep.
So, I mean, are all bitches whores and unfaithful, or are you just looking at them through the limited perception that you have, which is through the internet, where every woman on the internet is an OnlyFans model? There's a lot of bitches who aren't OnlyFans models. They're all over the place. You
Yeah.
just don't talk to them,
Well,
right? That's what I
another
tell
thing,
them.
yeah, they gotta touch grass basically, right? And
Yeah, they haven't.
the big thing is like
Yeah.
a lot of guys, the trad movement is very interesting because a lot of guys pushing this whole trad thing is like, traditional women, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
The issue with that I see is that a lot of the guys who are pushing this have
Sure.
zero experience with women. They live on the internet
Yes.
and they're talking about I want a
Yes.
virgin trad wife. And the whole joke that's ironic is a virgin trad wife is not going to be looking for you. I know you're looking for her, bro, but she ain't looking for
What's that
you.
one? What's that one fucking kid? That nerdy kid that looks like he could be snapped into half like a fucking twig. That
That live streams?
the Hitler kid that talked to Tate recently.
It might be Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes. Yeah, he's a perfect example of that. He's just like, it doesn't look like that he's getting any pussy to me at all, right? I
No,
mean,
he even said
correct
he
me if.
even said he's not. He even said he's not. And
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
the
and he's
thing is
and, he, and
like,
he's and he's and he's not. And I'll tell you why he's not. I'll tell you the reason why they have these fucking ideologies like trad movement and shit like that. Because all of these ideologies, when I research them deeply, somewhere in the fine print there's, and women need to do this. Why? Because that way it will give me a better advantage to get more pussy from them. Like, and the entire podcast, like the whatever podcast that you're on, multiple times, and similar podcasts, I just see men being like, women should do this and should do that and this and that. They're going to do whatever they want. And if you need to change this entire society and adopt some kind of ideology and have a revolution to enforce on people to get pussy, that's crazy. And honestly, that's what all these fucking revolutionary LARPers LARPing for. It's either communism or fucking Nazism or some fucking bullshit. I read the fine print in these things, and it's all another trope to get pussy or to make up for their ego or their lack of validation that they're getting from themselves because they want it from other people. I call it the hero complex.
mm,
Okay? The hero complex. We have to save the women. They don't want to be saved, bitch. They're out fucking traveling the world in their camper vans and hiking across Europe and making vlogs. They don't want you to save them, and they don't want
yep,
you. They don't want to ride in your Porsche either. Like,
yep.
where are they getting this shit from? Right? And the system profits off of that because they have an agenda too, which is to associate this political dichotomy that people are trapped in. I don't have politics. I'm a political nihilist. I think politics is a fucking shit show as well.
It's a
All this
scam,
shit is
yeah.
bullshit. It's all a scam to promise guys more pussy. If only women would do this and that, then that will teach you right. The reason why I'm not getting pussy from you is because you don't hold on to this fucking idealism. And if you did, you would give me the pussy. So I'm going to sit here and argue with you for 10 hours about my ideology so that if you adopt it, then you'll finally give me the pussy and then I'll be right. Because all women want to sit inside a house for 8 hours a day as a housewife and wait for you to get home to suck your dick. Like, come
and
on,
and
bro.
and what we're
Like,
saying
what?
is and I won't even say that what they're saying is wrong, but the thing is
Yeah,
what they're saying actually works. That's the thing, is like Nick Fuentes probably speaks the truth most of the time, but is what he's
sure.
actually doing working? No, it's
Well,
not.
none of this shit is working, and I'll tell you why. Because all of these ideologies don't realize that it's not about ideology, it's about power. And there's a bunch of conflicting power dynamics across the globe, all competing for supremacy at the same time, and you're trapped in that as an individual. And it's better to step back from this dynamic and look at all these conflicting power dynamics and see it from a lens as to you could say to yourself, how do I create a bubble for myself to escape all this bullshit and create my own little world where I'm free regardless of what ideology the world is holding on to or who's politically in power. If I create a bubble around myself and my systems and my world, none of this shit matters anymore.
Yeah, I think guys are so easily manipulated. It's funny because a lot of people will say that women are easily
Right?
manipulated, but the funny thing is, most guys are easily manipulated too, because they think such in a linear, logical
Sure.
way that they don't understand that's not how women view the world. They don't view the world in a logical way where it's like they think that, oh, if I have money, she won't leave me because I'm supporting her lifestyle. It's like, bro, women don't think that way. They're not logical. They think emotionally on how they feel. And a lot of people, that the biggest reason why guys suck with women is because they're thinking so logically in terms of, if I do
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z for a girl, she should give me X, Y, and Z back. No, bro, that's not how it
Yeah.
fucking works. That's not how women operate. Like, if you actually understand women to the deepest levels, you will understand that's not how they work. It just doesn't work that way,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. And people will never realize this and they'll never hold on to this of what you're saying because in order for them to adopt what you just said, they have to let go of all the constructs and the bullshit that society has imprinted into them to make them their slave. So from listening to what you said, what you've done is you've created your own system that works for you. So it doesn't matter what way the world goes or what direction it goes in, you're going to be all right. You're going to be okay. You're still going to be fly fishing somewhere, right?
Yep.
If the world is burning, you're still going to be chilling in your Lambo, fly fishing, doing what you do, and that's the goal: to create your own system and get the fuck out. And you don't create your own system by catering
Following.
to to following the path the system's giving you and then seeking validation from that system. You have to break your fucking way out. You have to dig through the bullshit within yourself and in the world and say, this is my path, this is my way, and I'm gonna create my own rules and live by my own dichotomy, not the dichotomy other people give me. Right?
Yeah, the times
So
that I lost the most,
that's it. It's
yeah,
all a fucking joke.
yeah, the times where I lost the most money, and the times where I've
Yeah.
sucked with girls or whatever, is because I would take advice from the world. I'd take advice from the people around me,
Yes.
and I would just listen to other people
Yeah.
versus what I actually wanted to do. Every single time that I lost money, it was because of something that I chose. It's still my fault. I chose, but I chose to listen to someone else, even though I had a feeling that, I'd rather do this, or I think this is a better idea. But and the same thing with women too, is like, it's your fault at the end of the day if you choose to follow a woman. It's not her fault if she is the one who, leads you or walks you down this certain path. It's like, bro, you chose to follow her. You chose to follow society. If they fuck you over, that's still your fault. You
But
chose to be with that
listen to
girl.
what you listen to what you just said. I like to highlight this because words are very important. You said every time I didn't listen to myself and I listened to somebody else. Let's let Every time I didn't listen to myself and I listened to somebody else. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that you have to realize. The self that you have is a self that you created. The self that these other people had is a self that others gave them. So
Mm.
they can't even follow themselves. They can't follow themselves if they wanted to because the self they created is a fabrication of what everybody else told them to be. So how the fuck are they going to follow themselves when they've never built themselves on the genuineness of what they wanted to be? They've created their whole self of based on what society wanted them to be rather than themselves. So it's clear that you looked within yourself and constructed a self that is made by you, not dictated by other people. A lot of people haven't done that. It's the first thing they need to fucking do. And that's very hard for a lot of people to do because they have to deal with existential dread. They have to deal with accepting the nothingness and the meaninglessness of existence and the fact that they create their own meaning. There's a lot of philosophical conundrums and a million ideologies trying to draw them away from discovering themselves that prevent this process from happening. Right? Does that make
Yep.
sense?
Yeah.
You have a self, dude. You crafted yourself. These other motherfuckers you're talking to, the self that they created is a vision that society gave them, and that's why when you tell them this shit, they don't fucking understand you because they're not real. They're literally not real. Even who they are is bullshit. They're not real. I guess you could say that's NPC, but I don't like to throw the word around because it's used by NPCs too. You
Well,
know,
the one thing that I
so
do like is a great like reflection of that is the women in your life. 100% is like women can tell immediately. Like what you already can tell is already what women sense organically and naturally from the day that they're born. That's it. Like
oh yeah, oh
everything
yeah,
that we're
women
speaking
with
that we figured out
yeah,
logically and we figured out by just observing people and talking to
yes,
people is what women naturally, organically feel when they are around a guy
wow.
who is following other people.
Wow. You know what? That's so powerful because women are a perfect mirror of your weakness.
Yes.
A woman will tear you apart and leave you on the ground groveling and crying if you are a weak individual
Yeah.
because they have been evolutionary psychologically evolved to sift the weakness out of the men they meet because they don't want to have children with some weak motherfucker. So this is true. If you want to learn about yourself, you can learn about yourself through women. And honestly, at a very young age, that's a good point you made. I learned a lot about myself through the reflections of my interactions with women. When they went nuts on me, the horrible shit they said to me, whenever they put me down or shit test me, it was a reflection of the things that they were seeing within me and a
Mhm.
warning that I better fix these things or I'm not going to survive the world. Right? And your own mother does that to you in a sense when you're growing up. If for those who have had a mother, moms do that too, but in a more compassionate way. Women that don't know you will brutally do that. They will
Yeah.
brutally fucking tear your ass apart and force you to see your weakness.
Mhm.
And that's why men are afraid of rejection because inviting rejection involves being open to that woman criticizing what they don't like about you.
Yep.
And then you turn it around and be like, damn, maybe I am 300 pounds overweight and all I do is sit around and masturbate to Pornhub. Maybe I should fix that. Maybe that's why she called me a creepy motherfucker. Like, you know,
Yep.
right?
100%.
So
100%.
that's it. I mean, everything you're saying, I agree with you. It's just a matter of are people willing to accept this, and most people won't accept this. In fact, most people listening to me right now will just say this guy's babbling about nonsense because they're so their level of consciousness and self-awareness is so low they cannot comprehend the shit that I'm spitting out of my mouth. But people who are aware in this great spiritual awakening that we're experiencing because of the age of information, they will understand that what I'm saying is true. So I'm not worried. It's all
Yeah,
good.
and
Fuck them.
we're the thing
You
is
know?
like even like the movie Fight Club talks about it. Like we're not in a physical war. We're not in any war. Our war is a spiritual war. That's it. It's over
It
our
is. You're
minds and our
right.
souls.
100%.
That's it. Because if they have your
100%.
mind and your soul
Yeah.
and your beliefs, you are fucked. And
Yeah.
that's the big thing that I teach in that I'm going to teach in this course is the fact that I can give you the exact blueprint on how I got rich, how I made money, how I got girls. But the issue is you won't
Yeah.
be successful in it because you're not me. You need to build your own
Yeah.
mindset. You need to build your own confidence. You need to build your own, strength within. And then whatever you do afterwards will work. And I even talk about this too is like I could give you the step by step business plan, But if you don't have the same mindset and
Yeah.
belief as me, it's not going to work. And vice versa. The businesses that I failed in the past when I didn't know any better, I would succeed in today because of the things that I know and the confidence and skills that I have now. And so that's the thing is like, you know, guys can teach you how to make money, guys can teach you how to get girls, but unless you work on yourself and unless you have that mentality of success and you
Yeah.
have the mindset that's going to help you win, none of it matters. None of it matters. It doesn't matter how good
You're
you
right.
are or how tall. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how tall you are, how jacked you are, how much money you have. If something in
It's
within
true.
you is wrong, you are going to still struggle with
Yes.
girls and life.
Yeah.
There's still going to be
That's
something
true.
missing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because when you approach that girl, you have to not give a fuck.
Yeah.
You have to not give a fuck what the result is. And I mean, I don't wake up and think about approaching girls. I wake up and think about the cool shit I'm going to do to begin with.
Yeah, and then the girls
Like
pop
I don't
into your
hunt.
life, and then you talk to them. The end.
Yeah. Well, they're all over the place. They're in the grocery store. They're when out when I'm hiking. They're like, you don't have to look for them.
Nope.
So it's just looking for them is strange to me because they're all over the fucking place. So
Yeah,
what kind of
I would
Asian are
never.
you? Are you Japanese or Korean?
So I'm half Vietnamese and half white.
Dude, I don't know why, but I keep looking at you and I'm like, if this guy had a fucking, like, if you had a beard, it would be like an Asian warrior beard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because
Probably, yeah.
right now you're speaking like the warrior's path. Like you're literally preaching the warrior's path. So I could imagine you like in some kind of like ancient like Asian armor of your ancestors with like a wicked beard, and you're like, buy my course, and I'm like, fuck yeah, it's some
Oh
marketing
fuck.
shit right there.
Yeah, I gotta get a
You know?
samurai outfit. Gotta get that shit going.
No, hell yeah, that would be badass as fuck. That's a
hundred
marketing
percent.
stunt right there. That would be
100%.
badass. And you know how the Japanese guys and shit, they have them fucking like wicked looking like very masculine beards. Like if you ever watch those old black and white movies, like them motherfuckers, like they come out and you know that like shit's about to go down because
Yeah.
that guy's like, you know what I'm saying, like straight
The
up kung fu
sensei.
master.
Yeah, the
Yeah, the
sensei's
sensei.
coming out.
Yeah, like like your ass is getting whooped. You know. So, but that's another thing. I think that a lot of dudes they demasculate themselves to a degree too, because even my image, I think to myself like, why do I have a beard and long hair? To some people I'm a bum, to other people I'm a wise person, and to other individuals I'm unkempt. And I just look at myself, I'm a human, I'm a fucking animal, and I have hair on my face. Like I never really thought anything of it, but I really do realize how it affects people, and it affects some people negatively because they're used to domesticated looking individuals, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're for
So
sure gonna attract people who are spiritually awoken and understand, which is great. That's what you want. You want people, around you who are on
yeah,
your same level.
yeah,
That's it. So like
yeah.
here's the cool
I
thing: the more open and honest you are with yourself, the more people you're going to
Yeah,
attract that you actually align with.
yes, yes, yeah. As
Yeah,
long as the image that you created is what you want,
yeah,
right? Like if some guy doesn't have a beard, I hope it's because he doesn't want one, not because he's afraid of what people may think of him.
yeah,
You know, like you say, make sure that everything you do is done within a frame of, if nobody's watching me, what would I do?
yeah,
Right? I'm not saying if nobody's watching you, don't take a shower for 2 weeks. Like
yeah,
let crud build up on your ball sack. I'm not saying
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know, that's going too far. But and I'm not saying what would Jesus do either. I'm just saying like what the fuck would you do? Like forget what Jesus would do or what this fucking philosopher would do. What the fuck would you do? You know what I'm saying? Like what would you do? Not what Tate would do or what you would do or what I would do. What the fuck would you do? That's
yeah.
what
I
you
mean,
should be asking yourself.
yeah. I mean, I did a group coaching call live, and the biggest issue that a lot of guys were having, like subconsciously, was the fact that they're just following. They're following society. They're following what their parents are saying. They're following a bunch of people and money. They're following all these things, and I had to break down. Okay, but why? Why are you listening to these people? And they couldn't even explain why. If you are following something or
Yeah.
someone and you can't explain why exactly you're doing it, then there's something wrong. Okay, so for all my mentors that I listen
Yeah.
to, all the people that I wanted to be like, I had a reason why I was listening to them. I didn't just listen to them because of, oh, well, they look cool, or oh, because of, I don't know, I like them. It's like, no, because
Yeah.
this person has exactly the thing that I want to be successful.
Yes.
That's why I listen to them. But
Yes.
if you can't even explain why you're listening to your teachers in school, if you can't even explain why you're listening to your college teachers or listening to the news on a deep level on
Yeah.
how it benefits you, how does listening to the news benefit you? If you can't explain that, which I know you can't for most people who are probably gonna
Yeah.
watch the news, then you're
Yeah.
retarded. You're literally following this thing that is not benefiting you. And a lot of people are like, oh, but you're selfish or whatever. You have to be. You have to think of it in a way that is in a reflection of
Yes.
how does it benefit me as me, no one else. That's it. That's
two,
it.
two, two, two thing, two things there, two things there. The first thing I'm going to say is I want to use Andrew Tate as an example. Why did I start following Andrew Tate on social media? Why did I start listening to him? The truth is that when I seen him, I said, this guy is a fucking marketing genius. Like he's the ultimate showman, and he's getting a bunch of attention. If I watch him, I could probably learn marketing techniques and strategies that will benefit my social media plan in the long run because he seems to be doing this better than everybody else. The
Yeah.
world is paying attention to him. What I didn't follow him for is I didn't follow him because I said I want a Lamborghini like him and I want that bimbo with big titties. That wasn't my interest. My
Yeah.
interest was, man, this guy psychologically, he has broken down marketing to a level to where he is the master of getting attention. That's what interested me in him, and that's what still interests me in him. And nobody really talks about that with him. And then the second thing that I wanted to say is that as far as talking about following people, I believe that most individuals, they have not relinquished or gathered control of the evolutionary psychological drivers that drive them. For example, the need for wanting, the need to be wanted, or the need to be loved, or the need to belong, or even the need for community. All these things I have relinquished from myself. I would consider myself a post-human because I realized that my wanting of love and my wanting of belonging and my wanting to be liked was just a evolutionary psychological driver that was tied to the need of the group. When I'm living in a society where I no longer need the group, I just need myself, a basement, and AI. So why am I allowing myself to be a slave to the need for love, the need for want, the need for belonging, the need to be liked? None of these things anymore do I desire. I only use them as leverage. In a world of getting what I want, they're all tools to me. Because everybody else is a slave to love, desire, belonging, being liked, being validated. I'm not, right?
Yeah.
Those are marketing tools. Those are
Yep.
marketing tools, and Tate used that as a marketing tool. That's why he interests me, right? So I don't care who loves me. I don't give a fuck who doesn't like me. I don't care if I'm alone for the rest of my life. I'm going to be content with doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Period.
Yep.
That's it. I don't give. I'm going to die, man, eventually. I mean, I'm almost 40, so I'm going to drop dead. I've seen a lot of people die. I've seen a lot of people drop dead. My fucking mother's dead. My father's dead. Half my family's fucking dead. Everybody's dropping like flies left and right. A lot of my friends are in fucking prison. You only have one life. Like, so why are you going to spend it giving a shit? Because I'm going to be dead in a fucking hole,
Yep.
literally rotting away. My flesh melting off my bones. I will cease to exist. So, does it really? Do I really want to spend the next 50 years of my life trying to get something that I don't really care about? Or do I
Yeah.
want to spend my life living now, which is why I advocate towards building systems that are kind of independent of luxury consumerism. Because if you put an obstacle in front of yourself and you say, I need a Bugatti before I'm free, well, you're not enslaved because you don't have a Bugatti. You're enslaved because you decided you're a slave until you have a Bugatti. When you could literally build a business that makes $3,000 a month on the internet and get a backpack and go be free right now, like you don't need the Bugatti to
Yes.
be free. You
Yes.
just created a cage. You just created a cage for yourself. I need this bitch with big titties and blonde hair, and I need this Bugatti before I'm free, or I'm not free. Why aren't you free? Because
That
everybody else says I'm not free until I have that, so I'm not free. That's all you, bro. It's in your head.
Yeah, it's a limiting belief that people put onto themselves, and it's so dangerous. It's
Yes.
literally
Yeah.
is the
Yes.
world is built up of limiting beliefs that, and their goal is to get you
Yes.
to believe those same things. Why do you go to college? Oh,
The,
so I can get a job. Okay, well, why do you
yes.
want to get a job? Oh, so I
Yes.
can make money. Why do you
Yeah.
want to make money?
Yeah. Yeah.
If they can even answer that far, and let's say they, oh, I want to make money to
Sure.
support my family. Okay, well, how, why do you need money to support your family? And if you, when you keep asking why, it either gets to the
Yes.
point where you get so frustrated and you can't even answer, or it gets to the point where you
Yeah.
realize, holy fuck, I'm doing all these things for a thing that I
Yes.
don't even give a fuck about.
Yes.
So you have to ask
Yes.
yourself
It's all.
why.
Yes.
Like, if you
Yeah.
don't want to be
They.
an
They. They.
NPC, NPCs, they don't ask why.
Yeah.
NPCs just follow orders, that's it. The thing is,
Yes.
a real human, if you're a
Autopilot.
real
Yeah.
human, you can
Yeah.
ask the question why. Why am I doing this thing? Why am I listening
Yeah.
to these people? Why am I sitting here
Yeah.
right now? And if you could figure out and ask
Yeah.
yourself why enough times, you're going to realize eventually it's bullshit.
It is. It is. It is. It is all bullshit. And I got to. I got to the point. I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I might as well go live in the woods like by myself and just like grow all my own food and shit. But then I decided that I wanted to travel, and travel requires a degree of money, not a lot, but it requires it. So I realized that trapping myself and isolating myself that way wasn't going to free me. And freedom really is in the eye of the beholder, right? Like, so, some people need a yacht to feel free. I don't know why, because that ain't me. But I suppose some people do.
Yep.
Some people only need to live in a fucking house in the woods for the rest of their life alone to feel free. Me, I need certain things. I need the ability to travel and do what I want. I don't need a luxury jet to travel in. I'm fine with taking a fucking airliner plane or taking a train or a cargo ship. I think that's part of the adventure. It's interesting, right? I need a little bit of money to feed myself and put food in my belly, and I need the autonomy of making my own money, and I don't want to be locked into the system. So I created the system where I have these little off-grid compounds that I stay at and Airbnb when I'm not there, and I turned shitty ass houses that I bought into cash flowing little assets and other places that I could stay at. And this is building my own little empire that works for me. Not an empire for the sake of showing to the world and saying, "Look at me, look at who I am." It's for me being like, cool, I can chill and do what I want now because I have this and this, and it allows me to do what I want. And freedom is doing what I want without consequence. Okay, so I can do with what I want without consequence in my life now. Everything that I want to do is available to me right now, and I don't have $10 million. All of it.
Yep. Yep.
And here I
That's
am
literally,
talking to you from a basement. I'm not in a Miami penthouse working. Remember that. I'm not
yep.
renting a penthouse for $9,000 a month. I'm in a fucking basement to a house that I bought that was a crack house that I fixed up and made livable. And then when I leave here, I rent out the upstairs and I have a little studio that I'm building behind me that I'm going to rent out too when I travel the planet and turn this place into another studio. So rent out as well, right? It's not luxurious. It's not appealing. That Nimbus is sitting in a fucking basement, making money on the fucking shit that he's doing. But why does it need to be appealing? I don't want to buy a Miami penthouse for $9,000 a month. I could use that to buy more land or maybe travel.
Yep.
So why am I going to waste it? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have a coaching program and you're telling people, what's that one fitness kid in Miami? I see he got a lot of attention now. Fuck's his
Um,
name?
there's a few. I
Vincent.
think, yeah, Vincent
Vincent.
Fisher maybe.
Okay. Okay. Well, Vincent, if he didn't do any of this, like live in the Miami penthouse and shit, nobody would buy his courses. So you like the course that you said that you're selling is going to be more about self development, but the course that he's selling is saying, I'm in the Miami penthouse and I have some blonde bitch that looks like an OnlyFans model, and you can't get this unless you live in a penthouse too. So you got to buy my course. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. There's plenty of girls that I bang there that are that hot, and I bang them in a camper van. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, please,
Yep.
right? I don't want, like, it's they're being lied to, obviously, okay. But I mean, when people see through that lie, his whole marketing gimmick will crash and burn. And I'm gonna be, I'm gonna intentionally put myself in rooms with these fucking people. I'm gonna intentionally seek these people out, at all their meetings, and you're going to see me start to appear among them, and they're gonna wonder how the fuck I got there and why I'm there. So I'm just going to stare at them, and they're going to be like, "Fuck, Nimbus was spotted again with some of Andrew Tate's friends. He was spotted over here. He's not even as rich as us. Why is he in this room?" And I'll be like, "Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I can go wherever I want." Like this
Well,
is just
it's kind of like the idea of like simping and pimping and like the alpha versus the beta, right? The beta is the one that does
yeah,
more things. Like for example, he will give a girl more of his time, attention, energy, buy her gifts, whatever, in the hopes of having sex. The alpha, however, is
yeah.
the one who just gets sex without doing any of those things. And so the same thing
Well,
applies to
listen.
life as well.
Any girl that I have sex with, the most I gave them is a Happy Meal and a McChicken. That's it,
Yep. Yep.
right? And
100%. You
that
have to,
that
yeah.
like honestly, I tell guys, I say if some bitch is texting you more than 5 minutes, and the only thing I text these girls when I hang out when I get their number or whatever, I know real quick whether they're interested. I say, hey, I'm picking you up or come over. They're either
Yep.
going to say yes, and anything but yes means that they're seeing me as a resource or they're playing games with me. But any chick that I picked up was already sucking my dick in the fucking car or when I went to her house within 5 minutes. If bitches want you, they're not going to play games. And if they are
Yeah.
playing games with you, remember that the Joe Schmo that whose house that they were at 5 days ago, they sucked his dick and he didn't give her anything.
Yep.
So
Yep. And
so
well, same
I
thing with
don't I
life
don't
too. It's same thing applies to
yeah,
life. So with women
exactly.
is if you're doing that with girls, you're doing all these things in the hopes of having sex with her. Meanwhile, she's doing it with other guys
Sure.
without doing all other extra
Sure.
bullshit. The thing is with life
Sure.
too is like if the hopes of you is to do all this to work really really hard to make money, and there's
Yeah.
guys like us who turn on our screens and money starts spawning
Yeah.
in, you're simping for money, and we're just finding a way to make it automated for ourselves. We're finding a way to like leverage it
Yes.
and not work for it.
Yes, and with AI, it's stupid easy. Like I remember because I'm fucking 37, right? So I remember
Yeah.
when I was like 20 something. There's no way you could create a business without a bunch of startup capital and technical knowledge, and everything was hard to do. You could spin up a new company in 24 fucking hours or less and be making fucking money. Like it's just stupid, easy, ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's dumb,
I know. Yeah, making
right?
money is really easy today. It's easier than ever, I feel like. And I think the biggest thing is
Yes.
once again, I tell a lot of guys tell me, "Well, Logan, what's the best way to make money?" I'm like, "Bro, you can make money literally doing anything now. You can
Yeah.
literally
Don't.
talk about anything. You can make money off
Yeah.
fucking orange juice, fucking AirPods, keyboard. I'm just looking at shit around me, and you can make money off of literally selling and
Uh,
talking about
I,
anything.
I've literally seen crackheads on the street in LA make TikTok videos of their insane ramblings and they start making money.
Yeah. Yep.
Literal
And so
crackheads
yeah,
living on Skid Row that people are cash apping them thousands of dollars a month. So I'm
yeah.
like, yo, a crackhead could make money off his crackhead lifestyle.
Yep. So
Like
the issue
this is what
Yeah.
you know,
The issue is not them not
right?
making money. The issue is that there are so many options and they have no direction. They're waiting for someone to tell them what to do. And I told the guys this. Why are
Whatever
you
option
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, I tell them
Whatever
like
works.
why?
I don't care how you make money. Just don't go to prison. That's my only answer.
Yeah, don't
That's
do anything that's going to get you in
it.
trouble, yeah, or get anyone
Yeah,
killed.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Don't do shit that's going to land you in prison. But by any other means, make money any way you can because any dollar counts towards your freedom.
but
The real thing that matters is that if you make $5 on the internet, you just learned a skill to upscale, right?
yeah, but the thing is, the reason why they're asking that is the exact reason why they're not making money is the fact that they're waiting for someone to tell them what to do, including myself. And I told them all this. I'm
Yes,
like, I know you guys trust
yes,
me, but the issue is you guys are still
yeah,
following. You're waiting for me or someone to tell you what to do to start making money. And that mindset, even
yeah,
if I told you what to do, the fact that your mindset is allowing you to ask me these questions is actually what's going to stop you in the
yeah,
first place from making money. The thing is, the reason why people make money, including myself and you, and even the homeless person on the street, is because we just chose something and we ran with it and we did it. And we didn't look back and we just started doing it. And the thing is,
you know
so many
what's
people are literally waiting for permission to do something. And that's the exact
yeah.
reason why, even if they get permission on that thing, they're still going to fail.
You're right. You're right. And they also want to make money in a way that is also validating. because the validation is more important than anything else. When you must have seen that guy on TikTok. He makes money off of buying shitty ass laundry mats and stupid shit that he does like vending machines,
Yeah,
right?
maybe. Yeah.
He, he's that's not a luxurious way to make money. It's kind of gritty and nasty. Like he's in a fucking crackhead neighborhood and he's got a laundry mat, but he's fucking banking and he's loaded with cash. And this brings me back to what I wanted to say is that a lot of millionaires I met and people who are my mentors, like especially people in the tech space that I had my career around that taught me how to do business and shit, they were wearing t-shirts and a pair of jeans from Walmart. Like they did not they didn't look like they had money. They really didn't. And most of even the people I learned real estate from, they weren't driving a fucking Bentley. They're driving like a Honda Civic and they were loaded with cash and they traveled around the world and did whatever the fuck they wanted. And they were millionaires. So I mean, it's the whole validation thing again. They want to do business that's validating. It's not just about the money. It's all about the validation. It's all about pussy. If they're what they're really asking you is what business is going to get them the most pussy and what business is going to get them the most validation.
That
They
makes
don't
sense.
want to
Yeah.
make money. They don't
Yeah.
want to make money because validation is their currency. And the fucking funny thing is these same guys that operate like this, they point at women and they go, "Yeah, women, validation is their currency." And I'm like, look in the mirror, bitch. You're one of them,
Yep. Yep.
motherfucker.
Yep.
At least validation a woman craves makes sense because it's tied to her worth,
Mm.
right? Because she's aware that her beauty has a certain worth to it. So when bitches go on TikTok when they turn 18 and they try to get validation, they're measuring how much their beauty is worth in society. But for a man to do similar is very interesting. It's almost as if female mating strategies and female beauty standards have been cast upon men when men are the opposite, and they don't need to seek validation to build their own systems. You could wake up and scratch your balls and build your own systems and never get attention from anybody, and you're still the man making money doing what you want, right? You don't need to play the game that women play that they know they need to play, which is why they play it because society values them for how beautiful they are,
Mm.
right? You don't need to play that fucking game. I mean, if you're running a business and you have clients and shit, and you're selling multi-million-dollar contracts to individuals, like what's his name? What's Andrew Tate's friend? That fucking clean cut Miami dude with the red hair. What's his fucking name?
Not sure. Don't know.
Um, God, he runs a who runs a huge steel company or some shit.
Justin.
Justin Waller. Yeah, Justin Waller has a very professional look, but he has to because the people he's selling to, they will not tolerate a person like me selling shit to them. It's a different game. So if you have to look that way to play the game to extract from society, then do it. But don't become that fucking person. I understand that there's a game to be played, there's a mask to wear to be in certain places of society. But the goal of wearing the mask in society is to make it optional for you. So that when you
Yeah.
have to wear the mask, you wear it, and when you don't need it, you take it off.
Yep.
Right? But a lot of people they become their mask. The
Yeah.
mask that they
Out of
wear becomes
validation, out
them.
of fear, out of insecurity.
Yes.
Yeah. Not out
Yes.
of out of
Yeah.
a place of I'm doing this because
Egg.
it's gonna fuel my purpose and my mission. They're doing it because if it's
Yes.
making them feel safer. It's making them feel more loved.
Yes.
It's making them feel more
Yes.
noticed. Whatever. Which is
Yeah.
weak. That's weak. That's it. So
You,
it's
you
funny
know,
because
you know, and
the thing is, people could be
yeah.
doing the
No, go
same
ahead.
thing, but the reason why you do it is what makes you a simp or not, right? So, like for example, when you buy
Yeah.
a girl the chicken sandwich or whatever, versus another guy who's simping for her, it's different. You guys could be doing the same thing for her, but the place where it's coming from is different, and that's what matters. Is why are you
That's a
doing?
good point. I never thought of that. When I got a chick something to eat, I didn't get her something to eat because I was trying to win her over a favor or sleep with her. I got her something to eat because she said she was hungry and she was with me.
Yeah, it's
And
different.
I'm just like, cool. I know you're broke and you don't got money, so you're with me. I'm gonna treat you as my guest. Like, here you go. you
See, that's
know,
why it's so hard to give
whatever.
guys the a complete blueprint of what to do, because if you're still coming from a place of weakness and I tell you, "Hey, go fucking go do this or do that for a girl or with a girl," it's going to be different because they're going to be doing it for the girl. They're going to be doing it for her versus doing it for you. And so that's the
Yeah,
issue, is like you can tell a simp to hold the door open for a girl and they're going to be thinking, "Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get laid with her. Oh, maybe she'll have sex with
yes,
me." Versus you hold the door open because that's just what I fucking do. It's different and they can sense it. The girls can sense it. Two guys doing the same fucking shit can sense it. Same with me
yes.
when I have the supercar.
Wow.
The girls sense it. They
Yeah,
they know. Oh, I've seen so many other supercars. I've seen so many guys in California with supercar. It's not rare, right? But the thing
yeah.
is, it's the fact that it's me who has it. It's the fact that, oh, it's Logan who has it. That's what makes it different. That's what makes it
That's
special.
interesting. I didn't realize that about myself because even when I talk to women, I don't talk with them with this idea of like what kind of game can I spit on them to get my dick sucked. I just talk to them because they're people too, and I talk to people. I'm a real social guy. I was born in New York, so I mean, talking to everybody who looks at me for 2 seconds is just my thing. It's what I do.
Yep.
And when women are there, I talk to them. I don't look at some chick and be like, maybe if I talk to her or say this specific thing, she might suck my balls later. Like I don't.
But that's how a
But
lot
I
of
think
guys
that's
look at
what
it.
they're. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of guys
it
would
is.
look at it that way. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and it's called pickup, and I think that um that kind of hurts you if you generally understand the dynamics of women and the evolutionary psychological precursors that drive them. You're not gonna have to think about talking to them. You're going to know where they draw the line is and whether they're interested in you or not. And even if I just say hi to some girl casually, I could tell whether or not she wants to talk more or she's creeped out by me or she's waiting for more conversation. I don't know why people can't tell these things, but I always could. I know when someone doesn't want me around. I know when they want more of me. I know when they don't like me. I don't have to have them tell me this shit. I just
I
know,
think it's kind of what you said
right?
earlier. Is like too many guys are sheltered, bro. Is like they don't experience the real world. Like, bro, there's kids who are
Yeah,
literally growing up with iPhones, with like the same phone that I have. There are kids who are 5 years
yeah,
old who their mom gives them this phone to go watch YouTube videos on and scroll on, and then text their friends on. That's the issue. The issue is that they're growing up sheltered, like you said. They're not actually experience getting punched in the face at school. And here's the funny thing: is
yeah.
like we don't wish that to happen to all the kids, but the reality is, fuck, they
Sure,
need it, bro. They need to
they
get punched
do.
in the face.
Yeah, I listen. That brings me to a very interesting, life changing moment that I want to share with my life that had to do with this. I remember when I was in school the first time I got bullied. Some kid at the bus stop, he beat the shit out of me, and two other kids held me down. And I remember him screaming at me, and he took my lunch money. He's like, "Do you know why this is happening to you? Because you're fucking weak, and the world swallows up the weak." And I'm like, "Holy fuck!" Like I'm looking at this kid, and I'm like, "Wow, this is why I'm getting bullied because I haven't ever done anything to fight back. Like I've let these kids do this shit."
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to the school and I picked up a chair and I hit this kid in the fucking head with the fucking chair, and his head just like fucking split open, and he's on the ground. He's like, and I'm of course I got called, I got kicked out of school, expelled, go to a different school. But they didn't do it anymore, right?
Yep.
So I realized that an uncomfortable truth about life is that if you are weak and you fail to act, other things that are stronger will swallow you up, whether it be people, systems, ideologies. They will take over all of what you are and take from you and leave you a withering husk to die
Yep.
in a ditch. That is the
Yeah. No.
reality of life.
Same thing
Yeah,
happened to me in the military, bro. It was like right when we got out of training and we hit the fleet, we had guys who were about 2 years older than us trying to haze us and like make us do a bunch of bullshit workouts and make us like do a bunch of shit. And like they were like trashing our rooms, making us clean it. That's just how it is. Like everyone in the military
yeah,
knows, like this is how it is. It's like a hazing ritual. And they were just going too
yeah,
far with it, bro. They were going too far, and it was like they were trying to haze us for shit that we didn't even do wrong. I have no issue getting hazed, If we do something
Yeah.
wrong, like if we fuck up on a gun drill, or if we miss a target or something, then yeah, sure, they'll
Yeah.
make us do push-ups, make us go run, whatever. But if we're just existing, and you're hazing us because we're existing and because we're new, that's where I draw the line. And I'm like, bro, the reality
Yeah.
is outside of the military, I'm more successful than you. I am doing better than you. But the only reason
Yes.
why they have power is because they're in
Yes.
this little bubble, and that's where I draw the line. Is
Yes.
like, bro, like I was the only one out of my entire platoon to stand up to my seniors, walk into their fucking room, and tell them, "Yo, this is crossing a boundary, just crossing a line. And if you guys, I know you guys don't like me because of this, but this has to stop because if it keeps going, something will happen." And they're like, "Oh, you gonna fight us?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's four of you guys. I have no issue fighting all of you guys at all. And I know
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
will
No.
easily
Yeah.
jump me." I
Yeah.
told them, you guys will
Yeah.
easily jump me, but I have no issue with that at all.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they stood
You
there and
know.
the guy said,
Yeah.
"You know what? I'm sorry." And then I walked out. And he said sorry. I
Yeah.
walked out. And the thing was, even though I was the one that was the black sheep in the entire platoon, I was kicked out of the platoon after that. All the rest of the
Yeah.
guys who stayed and didn't say anything, they got fucked up and fucked with the most. They got fucked up and
Yes.
fucked with the most.
Yes.
And then
Wow.
3 years later, at the very end, when I'm getting out there, like all the guys who were there were like, "Logan, you are so smart. Like, I wish
Yeah.
I did the same thing because it just kept getting worse. And even though you got kicked out and they made fun of you, they never fucked with you, but they always kept fucking with us. No matter how much we did for them,
You
no matter
you
how much
you
we
know that
tolerated, they still fucked them
that's
up."
interesting. That's very interesting because it says a lot of things, and basically within society or factions of society and society itself, there is a synthetic hierarchy that is created. And this synthetic hierarchy, which is not a real hierarchy that I call the social hierarchy, and if anybody has read my blogs, they'll see I talk about the primal hierarchy, which is real, and the social hierarchy is fake. And the social hierarchy is fake because you, as an individual, were put into an environment to where they were abusing their power, which was over you, and their power wasn't genuine. Their power is the result of a social dynamic that has been synthetically created to allow them to abuse you. Where under normal circumstance in the real world, anybody dealing with that kind of abuse would get up and challenge them and say, listen, there's going to be violence as a consequence if you continue to treat me this way. And that is the real hierarchy that seems to be not allowed in these social dynamics. That's the only one that is real,
Yeah,
right?
because
So the
in
fact,
the real world, you could fight
yeah,
back and you won't go to jail. But the thing is,
yes,
you fight back, and because that person's a higher rank than you, you're going to jail. You're getting NJP'd.
yeah,
You're
yes,
getting sent
yes,
away just because that
yeah,
person you fought is a higher rank than you. In the real world, that doesn't exist though.
yes,
That's the issue. Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
yeah.
Well, in the real world, it doesn't exist. But we know that every state has its own politics, right? So if
Yeah, if you
if
punch a
I go to
politician,
Cal,
then yeah, you'll get cooked. It's same. Yeah, we have
yeah,
different
yeah.
rules here. Yeah.
If I'm in Texas and I fight four men because they're abusing me, they might look over and be like, okay, whatever. But if I'm in Portland, Oregon, and me with how I look, and when I was there, I was already perceived as some kind of right wing nutcase with how I realized how they treated me there when I'm not. I might be put in jail because I might be considered the arbiter of the violent interaction to begin with. Because in reality, other people who have different appearances may be looked at as a higher worth or above me in some kind of way. And you have to be aware of these social dynamics. Like if I went to a communist feminist intervention and I got into a fight with four people, I'm sure that I would be considered the one who is unjust, right? Um,
Oh yeah, 100%.
uh, it depends on the situation because these are all insulated environments where there is a power dynamic that exists that has been synthetically created. And I really encourage people to read Machiavelli. If you know who Machiavelli is, he wrote a book called Machiavelli the Prince. And it talks about all these power dynamics in society and how they're not real and how to circumnavigate them and how to leverage them to get what you want in these situations and also how to work your way out of these situations. And I don't want to be a part of these fucking shitty ass social dynamics which aren't real either. So that's why, like you, I've created my own world where things operate and work according to my own hierarchy that is more, I would say, in tune with reality than something fake like a rank. Like, what the fuck is a rank? A little badge in your chest? Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, there's this fucking 80-pound moron with a rank of a lieutenant on his chest telling you what to do, and you're 6'3" and 280 pounds. Like, what the fuck? Like, we know this guy would never do this to me in real life because I'm towering over him. Why am I tolerating it here?
Yep.
Right?
And if you question
And
it,
that's
you're cooked. You
yeah,
start questioning things, you will get
of
cooked.
course. Yeah, because the military is representative of society, but on a microcosm, insulated with more extreme consequences for disobeying. Like,
Yeah.
if I don't follow the social hierarchy or I break some social barriers in real life, the most that could happen is a fight could break out or somebody gets upset and they go, fuck you, Nimbus. And I'm like, well, guess what? I'll sit and spin on it, bitch. I don't care. Like, what? You know,
Yeah,
but in the military,
you wake up.
you get
Yeah,
thrown in
you
a
wake up
brig.
late. Yeah, you wake up late. You say something wrong to
Yeah.
the wrong person. You don't
You
shave your
get fired from your
face.
job.
Yeah,
Get fired
you.
from your job. Yeah. Get kicked out of
Yeah,
school.
yeah,
I've been kicked out of a college. I've been kicked out of high school. I've been, I've been fired from countless jobs, all because when it comes to that point of, like you said, the dynamic you were in, I will literally look at a CEO who's paying me 180K a year and say, go fuck yourself. I've done this at corporate meetings before I quit my cybersecurity career. I've been in meetings and I looked at this. I looked at HR and I said, "Fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Fire me. We're paying you 100 blah blah. I don't care. Fuck. I'm not going to bend over and get fucked in the ass because you're paying me 100K a year. Fuck you. Go suck a dick. I've always been this way in every institution that I've ever been. None of them could contain me. I just I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
yeah.
I'm a rebel, I guess you could say. But
Yeah, the military was
yeah,
interesting for
I
me
don't
because
care. You know what I'm
I
saying?
felt the same way when it came to school and to other jobs. Like I just didn't give a fuck. But when it came to the military, I had to think somewhat logically and look in the big picture. Like fuck, if I do this, I fight these four dudes. You know, I'm going to the brig. It's not you get fired. You can't just get kicked
Yeah,
out.
and
It's
you
like
could
no,
get
you go
sent
to
to. You could get sent, and you correct me if I'm. You go to jail.
yeah.
The
That's the
brig.
brig. That's
They call it
jail.
the
Yeah.
brig, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
I
you
heard
can't
that's.
if I
I
cuss
heard.
someone off, if I cuss off a higher up,
Yeah.
it's not that I get fired. It's dude, you go to jail. So it's like it's a
Yeah.
more like
Yeah.
interesting dynamic. So I had to think logically. I'm like, fuck,
Okay, fuck that.
this is a
And that's
weird
that.
place that I'm in. And so like for guys, when guys ask me, yo, should I join the
Yeah.
military? I'm like, bro, if you're good at just listening and following orders and not thinking, a hundred
Fuck
percent.
that.
But if you are somewhat
Yeah.
even 10% like me, bro, you're gonna have a very, very difficult
Yeah.
time, just mentally.
No.
It's gonna
No.
be a challenge.
No. Nobody. No. Nobody tells me what to do. The only time I listen to people is if I know for a fact that listening to them is going to benefit me, right? But you have to have the ability to identify that as well and not have the overinflated ego. Like, I'm not going to go up to a man who is making X amount a year and refuse to listen to him. I'm going to listen to him and hear what he has to say because something could be useful. But a regular everyday person or Joe Schmo trying to enforce a social dynamic on me, whether I'm out in public at a coffee shop or something, like, I just don't care. I'm gonna break that third wall. Like you must have heard, it's called like the third wall. It's like this social passive aggressive shit that people play in public to enforce like social hierarchies or perceived ones. And I just
Yeah,
smash through them. I don't care. There's always a bitch at a gym who thinks that she's the bitch, and every time a man walks around, she rolls her eyes at him or something because in her head she's like up here, right? I'll go up to that chick and be like, "Hey, what's up? Cool, having a nice day today? Great." So like, no, not letting her make me feel the way she's trying to make me feel, right? If I'm unwanted somewhere and out in public, and there's this person. Like, I'm sitting there on the phone talking about land and buying this piece of land for 40K, and this motherfucker over here is rolling his eyes at me and like saying some shit about my appearance or whatever. I was like, hey, you got something to fucking say? Like, is there a fucking problem? Right? Is it like, I don't care. You got to stand up for
yeah,
yourself. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I mean,
Yep.
but in the military, you can't stand up for yourself because you get thrown in jail. So I don't want to be in a place like that. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah. And this is why and this is why people need to quit their job and escape, because if you're working a job, you're literally subject to that. They feed you, they clothe you, they shelter you. And if you dare bite the hand that feeds you and you don't let yourself get fucked in the ass by that job, you lose everything. You lose
yeah,
everything, right?
100%. Yeah, you got to be self-reliant, bro. That's the thing
So fuck that. Anyway,
is yeah.
yeah,
I
this
I value more
well,
things than money for sure. Is too many guys I think they put too many pedestals on money. They put it on
sure.
a pedestal and they value it. But thing is, I value freedom more than anything, bro. It's like
Yeah,
I even ask guys. I give guys this test all the time. It's like, dude, if you
absolutely.
were only making, let's say just enough for you to pay for food and do whatever you wanted. It
Yeah,
wasn't millions, but let's say it was like 5K a month for the rest of your life, but you could do whatever you want.
yeah,
Would you be okay with that? You didn't have to listen to anyone. They'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, bro, but you just told me you wanted to make millions. Yeah, but that doesn't sound too bad either. I'm like, okay, then you don't value money, you value freedom, right? You value the fact that you can
yeah,
do whatever you want. I am the same way too. Is I value the freedom to do whatever I want and buy whatever I want. And if it's like, oh, well, I want to buy
yeah,
this car and it's $100,000, $200,000, then I'm gonna find a way to get $200,000 and buy that thing. That's it. Same thing with property, whatever else that I want. I'm gonna find a way to make the money to go buy that thing. But I'm not going to simp for the money. I'm not going to work for money and trade my hours and time for the money just to have the money. It's like, no, I'm going to use
yeah.
it as a tool to get leverage on the things that I want. That's it. And too many people they
Exactly.
value, but what I'm never gonna do is I'm never gonna trade my freedom for that shit though. If someone offered me $1 million a job
Oh
a
yeah,
year to
I
just
agree
sit
because
there and waste
freedom's of
time,
value.
yeah, I would not do it. Even if I just sat there, but I couldn't do
Yeah,
anything. If someone literally offered me $10 million to go back to the military, I would say no. Fuck no. And that's the money that you could have for the
yeah,
rest of your life. I would say
yeah,
fuck no because I know I can make more money in that
yeah.
period of time and have more freedom.
You
So
can. You can really make a lot more money with your own skills. It's unlimited. There's no cap because it's infinitely
yes,
upscalable. And whether or not you fail is up to you. Where if you work a job and then at 60 years old they fucking steal your retirement and fire you at the end of it, and you're working at McDonald's now as a 60 years old, that was out
yep.
of your control. So I would rather my fate be under my control. A lot of
Yep.
people who are afraid to jump ship, they'll be like, well, Nimbus, well, what if you fail? I go, well, I failed by my own hands, not by the hand of some other motherfucker. At least I tried. Like,
And
whatever.
you know the
Fuck
funny
it.
thing is, like all
You
these
know?
people, like even
So,
like I have family members included who thought that way too. They're like, oh, but this is
yeah.
gonna pay me retirement, and then they get fucked. They just get fired last
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, they get
They get
fucked. Yeah, they
they
get
get
fucked.
fucked every single time. I'm like, I
Yeah.
told you so, and it's hard because like these are my family members. Like, bro, I told you so. You're telling me that I was
Yeah.
stupid for doing what I want to do, but look at you now. You are in the position that you said I was gonna be in if
Yeah.
I didn't listen. Like, dude,
Yeah.
that's what happened. People think that
Exactly.
they have security in their jobs. I'm like, bro, you have no. There's
They don't have
no such thing
nothing.
as job security. It's like, bro, you are
There's
much
no
better
such
off
thing. It don't
starting
exist.
your own thing and finding a way to make money doing your
Yeah.
own thing. Because, dude, it's just as risky sitting in one place making money because it's so easy you get
Yes.
addicted to it. It becomes so easy to just
Yes.
sit there and you get paid hourly. It's so easy.
Yes.
That's the danger is that you get comfortable.
And when you get trapped in a job, you become specialized in one skill, and when that skill becomes obsolete, for God's sake, you're fucked.
Yeah, for AI,
You
bro.
don't
AI
have
is
any other
taking over
skills.
fucking everything. Yeah.
Everything, yeah, everything. So I mean, if not going to college doesn't make you a loser, honestly, I regret going to college, bro. I wasted years of my life. I could have been doing other shit. But when I was, but when I was 20 something years old, all this AI shit didn't exist, and people weren't even making money on social media. Like it wasn't an option. Now it
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it says my shit is running at a recording space or some shit. So we might as well end this.
Yeah, let's end it right here.
How are we gonna
I
end
think this
this?
is very solid.
What's up?
I think this is a good podcast. Um and yeah, I mean if anyone wants to find you on
It's good
IG
shit,
or
man.
wherever, Dark Nimbus. I think this is a good episode. Um
Yeah, Dark
but
Nimbus.
yeah. Yeah, is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to say? Are you going to post this to your channel too or what?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How do I get the recording when it ends? It just automatically does it?
Yeah, so once it ends, like either if it doesn't get sent to you, I'll just upload it to Dropbox, whatever. But yeah,
Okay, I
you'll
appreciate
get
that.
the
Okay,
recording.
because I got
But
I
yeah,
got I got OBS too, but it's kind of choppy or some shit. I don't fucking know. So,
no, the cool
but
thing
yeah,
about the
man, I'm just
StreamYard,
chilling, doing my thing. You know,
yeah,
yeah.
the cool thing about the StreamYard is it records the actual recording of your device to the cloud. So even if internet gets fucked up, it's hard recording your video, and then it's hard recording my video, and so we could just edit it in post, and it'll be all good. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
if any of your
you
viewers
could publish
are
it.
watching,
You yeah, you don't have to edit anything I say because I don't give a fuck what people think about me. So like, just post the raw thing. I don't give a fuck. Don't matter
no,
to
I was
me.
saying like if it gets
You
lagged
know?
out from the
Yeah.
internet, it's different than
Oh, okay.
OBS. Yeah, that's why I
That's
like it.
actually pretty good because there was some instances of that. You know, I'm over here in the mountains right now, so shit's kind of fucking iffy sometimes. But yeah, that's it,
Sweet,
bro. I'll catch you
cool,
later in
yeah.
that case. All right.
All right, sounds good, man.
All
End the
right.
recording.
All right. Peace out.